Hello everybody and welcome to a special edition of Taff Meets the Fans. This is a Rivals edition, and who remembers Henry from the last time we played against Swindon? Yeah. Obviously he got the last laugh the last time.
Amazingly.
And tomorrow night, hopefully we'll get the last laugh. But it's going to be a massive game, and I think it's very much a case of do or die. It's a 6-pointer. I think a draw is no good for any team, so both teams are going to be going for the win. Would you agree with that one?
100%. It's going to be a season killer, I think. Whoever wins is probably going to kill off their season.
And if no one wins, both of our seasons are killed off. So,
but we never know League Two because it's happened. I mean, Crawley, not Crawley, Stevenage and Carlisle dropped points on the weekends as well. So all the teams are dropping points. It's getting tighter and tighter. Forest Green and Exeter are always in between each other. It's tight. It's tight. You've got a game in hand as well, so it may not kill your season off too bad because you still have that game in hand with is it Oldham?
Oldham's our game in hand at home.
So it may not be so bad for you if you lose, but for us it'll be a big issue because this is our game in hand. So.
But then the thing with us is that if we don't get maximum points tomorrow night, even with the game in hand, I think it was just still too far away. We need that extra game in hand over some of the other teams because it's not over all of them.
Especially Oldham's behind you as well, so they'll be chasing the pack as well.
So, like I say, we need that extra game in hand to get us that little bit closer, you know. So I think if we lose tomorrow, season's over. If you lose tomorrow, your season's over. Yeah. We draw, both our seasons are over. I don't think a draw is going to be enough for any of us tomorrow. But I don't know. I just went completely blank there. Right. I think. Yeah, the point I was going to make is. Yeah, I think our seasons would be dead if any team loses or just doesn't win. Seasons would be dead, but the league is so inconsistent, and I've mentioned this on these blogs a few times on the live streams as well. A good example of the inconsistency of this league. We went to Colchester and lost 3-0.
Yeah.
Colchester went to you and lost 3-0, was it?
Yeah, they lost 3-0. And then lost 3-0 the following week after they lost to you.
But then before that, then I think you lost to Carlisle.
Yeah.
And then we beat Carlisle. So that big circle of inconsistency. Yeah. You know, teams are dropping points every week. So
and you beat Yeovil and we drew Yeovil. So
absolutely. Exactly. So the playoff picture. I mean, as county fans, we've ruled ourselves out of the playoffs about 5 or 6 times so far this season, and now we've actually got a good shot at getting in there if we win tomorrow. Exactly. I'd imagine it's the same with you guys.
Well, when we last did the interview, I thought our season was dead and buried because how we were 17th, and I must say, I mean, I even said in the last interview, Wellens, I said he's not really inspiring, but I tell you what, he's actually turned our seat and put more hope into the club, and we're literally on. I wouldn't say on fire because we are getting results. We have beaten like MK Dons, Forest Green. And we have beaten, we've drew with Lincoln as well, which was a really impressive point as well, coming from 2-0 down. So we can get these points, and we can, but it's just whether it's like the Stevenage and the Carlisle games where we lost. That sort of, if we won those, then we'll be right up there, and it made it a lot tighter. But even though I've never known a league season to be this tight for a playoff spot ever. I mean, I've been involved with playoff chases with Swindon for quite a lot because we've always been up there with players, and. Even League One has never been this tight, but this is probably the tightest I've ever known us to be in a playoff match. Last season we knew it was dead and buried, but this season there's still hope. We're 4 points away, with a game land on the teams above, a win against you, and then a point behind.
Puts you right in the mix, doesn't it?
We're right there then, and it just shows that Wellens has done an amazing job. We never gave him hope, but he's come in. He's changed the squad quite a bit actually. We got likes of Carl Bennett in, and he may be small, like you said, about Butler, but my word, he can control the midfield. We've got Danny Rose, you may know.
Yeah.
And he ran the midfield on Saturday. I'll tell you what, he is quality.
That's a hell of a signing, mind, Danny Rose.
And he's only till the end of the season, but he has an offer of an extension to sign for next season, which is brilliant if we can get him.
I mean, you look in both squads. I mean, we've both got players who've been involved in promotion chasing, you know, success. Jamil Matt for us, Podrigamon won a promotion with Grimsby recently. I know we suffered a relegation, but obviously we brought him in and turned him round. But then obviously Danny Rose has won promotion with Oxford and Portsmouth lately. So you know there's going to be some great players out there. And the thing that worries me is that we got Danny Rose coming to play against us, and we tend to find that 9 times out of 10, whenever a player who used to play for us comes back to us, they play a freaking blinder. But then whenever we have a player who plays against their old club, they always have a frigging stinker.
Lucky you haven't really got any.
So
players,
that's the saving grace for me, is that we haven't got any ex-Swindon players. Well, there might be 1 or 2 of them who may have played for you once or twice. I mean, there's so many bloody journeymen in the lower leagues. You know, you just can't keep track of who they've all played for.
Have 1-year deals and they move on, don't it? So they never really stay.
So, who would you say is your danger men who we need to look out for?
I don't want to be too ambitious, but since January's gone and that's been and gone, we've brought in some good players. I've said already, Carl Bennett, Danny Rose, Theo Robinson was signed on loan from Southend. He's a striker. Southend laughed at us for signing him, but he's come to us and he can shut those Southend fans up because his work off the ball, he had a stinker on Saturday where he should have buried a couple of chances, but I tell you what, he's come in and he's impressed us. I mean, since Adebayo's gone out the door, obviously Lloyd's favourite striker, but since he's gone out the door, we look a lot more threatening up front, especially with Mark Richards and Theo Robinson and Woolery, who scored the winning goal against you in December. He is transformed under Wellens. He's a completely different player. He's stronger on the ball. He's a lot better ball. Sometimes, I reckon he is the fastest in the league. I honestly think he's the fastest player in League 2 without a doubt. He's honestly, put him 100 metre sprint against anyone, you'll win. He's that quick. But sometimes he can run with the ball but then lose it because he's so quick. That's the lack of control sometimes. But his finishing, he's getting better. He can now score with his left foot, which he used to sky him or 50 metres wide all the time with his left foot. But now he's a lot more settled. And because he's having that game time, which is a bonus, because he never used to, because he was injured at the start of the season. His first game back was pretty much against you, and he scored. So
scored the bloody winning goal, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a quality finish as well.
I felt a bit hard done by coming out of your grain last season. To be honest, I thought you were the better team in the first half, and fair play, you could have been 2 or 3 up after the first half. Second half, I thought we bossed it, and coming away from it, a draw would have been a fair result. But fair play. I mean, you took your chance right at the end.
It was a game of 2 hours because it was so windy. I mean, that was it. I mean, the wind played a big part. I even said to Lloyd at half time, we went down, met up with him up by the segregated bit, and we both said, I said to him, listen, mate, we didn't score many in the first half where we should have, but now you've got the whole second half of the wind, and it's going to be in your favour. But the one thing I could say that you didn't do is what we did is you didn't take advantage of keeping on the floor like we did in the second half, where we kept on the floor and we scored. So if instead of hoofing it long where the ball just goes up in the air and comes back, it was keep on the floor like we did, and we scored. So, but
the thing for me that was significant about that game was I'm quite sure it was Josh Labardi's first appearance.
I think it was,
of this season, and as you all know, Josh is my favourite player, and it's great to have him back. And I think he is going to be a big factor. I mean, obviously Henry comes and watches the county whenever he's not going to Swindon because he's. So your family's originally from Swindon, but you live in Newport.
Yeah. And it's difficult to go to away games as well. So because me and my granny, we used to, we always go to football. It's very rare to go to Swindon without him, and we just can't do away games because obviously down here and he's up there. It's difficult. We went to Enfield this season, and we're hoping to go to Cheltenham, but we'll see. I
suppose one like Cheltenham, when it's right in the middle, it's not far for the two of you to travel.
I'll still meet him in Swindon. That's the funny thing. We'll just I'll probably stay at his for the weekend. Yeah, so it works that way really. So, because you come to the county, there's no real reason for me to highlight any danger men because you know exactly what we're about because you watch us often enough. I must say, I think I never really last season. I never really thought much of. I know you probably disagree with me, but I never really rated much of Robbie Wilmot that much. I thought he was good, but I never really thought he was outstanding. Whereas this season, he's improved dramatically, and I think his crossing's a lot better. I think his ball control's a lot better when he's run down the wing. I think he can cause defenders a nightmare. And whereas I hope, as much as I love Matty Taylor, as he's my favourite player for Swindon, him up against Robbie, I think will be a bit difficult. So hopefully Wellens will play Koike because Koike's younger, only 18, but he's stronger and he's quicker. So hopefully they'll see that side, and hopefully with the height of Matt and I'm not sure if I've only seen Aziz once. He didn't really impress me. But I know Mats will need to have a big centre back up against him, whereas Conroy's only 5'11", and Wolfenden's only 6'1", and we got Broadbent from Bristol, who's about 6'4", and used to be in the army. So hopefully
a unit then.
Yeah, he's a bit of a unit, but hopefully he starts tomorrow. But the thing is, Conor and Wolfie have built that partnership, which is good, but it's the height I'm worried about, because, like you said, we don't like the ball coming into our box.
I mean, I think this is how we're going to line up tomorrow. Day in goal, obviously, 3 centre-backs, Paul, O'Brien and Demetriou. I think it's going to be Wilmot and Butler as wing-backs. We'll have Kennedy, Labardi and... why am I going freaking blank? Sheehan with Hammond and Matt up front. Yeah. Now, Hammond obviously scored that absolute worldie against you last season, so I'm hoping more of the same this year.
That's the difficult thing from being sat behind the goal. We couldn't see it as well because it's so far away. I didn't see it how good it was. All I saw was just I thought he hit it first time into the top corner, but seeing on the highlight, I was like, okay, that was impressive.
Yeah.
But because it's so difficult seeing from behind the goal, it's so far. It's just. And it was really sunny that day as well. It was it's like blinding as well.
So this time we'll be blinded by the floodlights instead.
Well, we're on the side this time, not behind the goal, so that's lucky. So I'll be saying hello to Phil. So if he's in the
he'll be using the big man, right?
That'll be good actually.
But I think it's definitely going to be a close encounter. It's going to be all on the line. You know, both teams' seasons are on the line, I think. And if you don't win, it's game over for either one.
Yeah, exactly.
So very much a good reason to do this video again, of course.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I thought it was a dead game back in December, but it's amazing how that's the thing about football. It's amazing how fast things can turn. And it even shows in this league, because I think we won 3 games in a row when Wellens came in, and all of a sudden, we're back in it. We got a whole second half of the season to bounce back. I mean, your win against you, that was one of the 3 in a row that put us back up in the running. So. It just shows that this league's amazing, and I think it's still better than the Premier League, because any team can go anywhere.
Can beat anyone,
and that's why I prefer to the Premier.
Obviously, Lincoln have stormed it. I mean, whether they can carry that into League One or not, I don't know. But we were talking beforehand, and we can't stand their fans, can we?
Nah, I can't wait. I mean, I never thought I'd say this. I cannot wait for them to get promoted. I really cannot.
Let them go to the League One. Let them get battered about a bit, because surely that money's got to end somewhere.
It's got to run out. Yeah, it's got to run out soon.
But the support they get at home is phenomenal, though, isn't it? I mean, we got to know what their secret is to actually keep the fans going. I mean, obviously they're winning games. They've got the playoffs last year.
The way Lincoln play as well, they're a bully side. They're nothing amazing. They're just a bully side.
They didn't impress me technically, to be honest with you.
I mean, they went 1-0 up against us, which was a comical goal. I don't know how it went in. And then the second goal was an absolute worldie. So, and ever since then, and it's like that Kinde, great striker. All through the first half, he was shrugging off defenders. He literally was bossing the strike force and everything. But then when they had their 2 players sent off, any slightest touch on him, he fell down, and he was cheating all through the game. And you can see, and I don't understand how the referee couldn't see it. The sheer size of the guy compared to our defenders.
You tend to find that the better strikers are the ones that tend to win more from the referees, because
they know him.
Because Murray Norwood was a wanker against us, to be honest with you. He was going down easy, but he was pushing our defender. I'll never forget, right? It was right in front of me, and he pushed. I'm sure it was Demetriou, and he pushed Demetriou, and then fell backwards himself. And the referee gave the free kick in his favour, but you could see him push Demetriou away. That's
the thing with referees, isn't it? What I've noticed is it's always the defender. It's usually the strikers that get penalised actually when it's up against defenders, but it's very rare you see a defender actually give a foul or get fouled from a striker, because it's always the strikers that seem to get the foul. You know what I'm saying?
The one that pisses me off the most is when the defenders put their back to the striker, and as soon as they feel the touch, they'll go down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they'll go down, and the referee buys it every time, and it's a dive all the time. Exactly. I remember screaming at that defender centre back Wells, is it, who played for Stevenage. I hated him. He used to do it all the time, and he did it right in front of me. And I called him the C word. I'm not going to do it now. And he looked me in the eye, and he knew exactly why I called him it. I think he knows himself that he is one. So
well, exactly.
There we go.
But we had the same issue on Saturday against Yeovil. I mean, the player that was doing it all the time, which really got on my nerves, was a certain Gary Warren. He was doing Gary Warren all game, and he was literally on top of Theo. He had his arms over Theo's chest. At one stage, he was strangling him. I thought, how on earth is the referee?
How are we getting away with that? Yeah. So. I mean, Gary Warren. He had a stinker against us the other week, but he played an absolute blinder when they beat us 6-0. That's what I mean.
It shows what the league's like. You lose 6-0 to Yeovil.
When our ex-players come to our ground and play, they play blinders.
exactly.
There we go.
Showed you. But I don't know. I'm trying to think now. It's good. I just can't believe how massive it is tomorrow.
But I think we booted the arse out of this one now, haven't we? So, yeah, there we go. Big game tomorrow night. We're both well up for it. I've got a box full of Strepsils ready. Not just because I got a bit of a cough on the go, but you know, I want to make as much noise as I can. So
yes, well, I'm sure. Well, hopefully we'll make enough noise as well, because it's just been announced on Twitter today that we hope we've got about just under 550 fans coming down.
Good support for Tuesday night. I know it's pretty close, but that's really good support. That is. So fair play. Be a great atmosphere, a great occasion.
Yeah.
So
hopefully it's good advert for the league as well. That's
absolutely.
I mean, personally, I would have thought this type of game would probably been best for TV as well, to be honest.
It could have been a really good shape for TV. That's a really good point, mate. Yeah.
And, but if it was TV, maybe it would have kept the gates down. So maybe that's a good sign.
That's another good point. Yeah.
So have all that support. We got our support in the away end. We've actually asked for more tickets, which is a good sign. So hopefully we'll have that other section in the corner opened up, because I know we'll have the behind the goal on the side, but hopefully we'll have the other side open as well. Because I saw Tranmere brought a few down on the weekend.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
hopefully
we can play with them.
Hopefully we can beat them. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Even though it'll be a nerve-wracking all game, I'll probably have no voice at the end of the game. I'll probably be louder than Phil. So.
Good for you, mate. Well, that's going to take some doing. That is fair play. But Henry, thanks very much for joining me tonight. May the best team win, but of course, the winner will always be the game of football itself.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So thanks for watching, guys. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county. No. Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.